the stream begins. We're guessing the movie for the wins. How the devil is everyone. Let's spend an hour having fun. Bless you all for joining me, watching my work create debris. Clean it all up, I surely could. With my wife nearby, I probably should. The world of Wayne is streaming live. Models and projects coming alive. A car crash maybe with a mug of Kraken. Stand by for laughs and let's get cracking. week so you don't have to. The little world away is streaming live. Models and projects coming alive. A car crash maybe with a mug of Kraken. Stand by for laughs and let's get frantic. Let's get frantic. I've got two dachshunds who love to bark and a resin cube around a shark. Hello, Christian from Grantham. I hope you love my new anthem. The world away is streaming live. Models and projects coming alive. A car crash maybe with a mug of Kraken. Stand by for laughs and let's get frantic. Let's get frantic. Let's get frantic. Let's get frantic. Let's get frantic.
You know, everyone likes those frogs, Ian. I was only left with about 15 at the end of the day. But I enjoyed taking my frogs. Let's get it out the way first. First off, Simon Kavanagh, was that it? You got Mary Poppins. Well done for that. I didn't think anyone was going to get that. I have to say, there's so many things on there that it could have been. But let's do this first. Hi, Christian from Grantham. How the devil are you?
Let's give it up big time. Hello, Christian from Grantham. Now let's get cracking.
Now let's get this right. Okay, so happy birthday today, Christian, because it's Christian from Grantham's birthday today. It's also Lou Dalmaso's birthday today. So he's got a birthday today. It's also Sophie Rose's birthday today, who I met at the Spacecrafts model show last weekend. So it seems like it's a bit paradox that everyone's got their birthdays today. So you have got the special jingle today, and a big happy birthday to you. I hope you have, or I hope you had, an absolutely brilliant day. Obviously, we've got Lou's Bane here. Now, we polished off the cherry Kraken, and we're half a bottle gone of the caramel one, which I've only just got. And I've just polished off the black cherry, and I've got half a bottle left of Kraken. So where's all the rum gone? I'm running out of Kraken. I've got a Kraken tonight, just so you know. But oh my God. And this is the only drink I've really had in the past week, because at the Spacecraft Model Show, I was the designated driver, which meant I was on alcohol-free beer. I was taking the Heineken Zero all day. So pretty crazy stuff. But what a show. What an absolute show. It was bigger than anyone expected, I have to say. And next year, because I have announced there's going to be one next year, it's going to be way bigger, mainly because now word of mouth's got round. And the big one is Star Wars is going to be 50. So obviously there's going to be a Star Wars theme event going on, I'm sure, there as well. So keep your calendar open for this sort of time next year and come along, because we had a field day and I got to meet so many people. I was chatting with so many people that I lost my voice halfway through the day. So I did plan on doing interviews and stuff. That weren't going to happen. So I just hope you enjoyed the video that I did of the event. Now, I went off half an hour and the video's already had like 27,000 views. So it was a big hit. So well done, Chris Harwood and the team. Amazing show. It was really good. I'm still buzzing about it. You know, I've got a bit of the con blues, I think. I think when you have a good con and you come home and after the day you think, I can't believe it's over. I've got a bit of the con blues. But I have been working behind the scenes getting some videos out because obviously we did get Orca Pack 3, which I released on the channel yesterday. Normally I don't have a video on Wednesday, but I thought I'd get that out. Tomorrow on the channel's the Lancaster, but I am trying to get some videos ahead because next week, next week is all over the place. So Sunday, where am I Sunday? Is it Sunday? No, Monday. Let me get I'm sorry, I'm getting my bearings. Okay, so Monday I'm in Norwich. I'm in Norwich on Monday. So if anyone sees me around Norwich, I'm in Norwich on Monday. On Tuesday, if anyone's going to Alton Towers, I'm going to be at Alton Towers on Tuesday. On Wednesday and Thursday, I'm down south. And then on Friday, I'm in Essex. So yeah, I'm not spending much time here at all. So I am trying to get some videos in the bag. Hopefully, I'll have enough to last for the whole week, but we'll have to see how that goes. Now, for that reason, next Thursday, there's a possibility there won't be a live stream because I don't know if I'm going to be back in time. The following Thursday after that, there is going to be a live stream, and I'm going to keep it a little bit secret, but I'm not going to be doing it from here. So it's going to be quite fun. But I will let you know nearer the time what's going on. But we're going to have some fun. So many things I'm planning at the moment. It's ridiculous. I can't even keep track of them. Look, hence why, look, I have got a wall chart up there to let me know exactly where I'm going to be. Because there is so much going on. Big time. Okay, we've got a roving reporter tonight. A roving reporter, have we? Okay, my brother is over from Australia. And so I've got one brother still in Australia. My brother who lives in Australia is now over here, or actually both of them now. And there's an event going on, believe it or not. So if you go to the Sci-Fi Museum at the moment, and I'm going to click over here, we have got the first day opening of the Star Trek at 60 film season. And it's basically an exhibition they've got for Star Trek because it's said Star Wars next year at 50, but Star Trek 60 this year. And tonight they're showing the motion picture director's edition, and they've got all sorts of things going on. It looks like a really good thing. So my brother's there. He's there right now. Now that's one of the scenes he done there, but I forgot to put my mic in here, so I'll keep quiet. Let me just show you some of the pictures of the queue.
This is for if you have tickets to the IMAX to film, and if you don't, it's general admission.
And then finally, he's got one of the models that are on display there. It looks really good, but he says it's not so much as an exhibition as an extension to the Science Museum. But I don't know what's there. I do know they've got a replica of the bridge there, but I don't know if it's I think it's the original series bridge. I don't think it's the Next Generation bridge. And I've got a funny feeling I want someone to confirm whether it's actually a real bridge or if it's VR. Again, I was speaking to Sophie at the weekend. I think it's a real bridge, but I don't know. But he's enjoying himself. This is what I was going to be attending, but because of how much traveling I'm doing, I mean, I've done over 2,000 miles now in 2 weeks. Crazy stuff. And I haven't even been on a plane. So I thought, he can do that. I'll do that later on. Now it's on until September. So you'll be able to see that to September. So that's that. Okay, let's go and find this. Now, Grim Willows, Mark's in here. He's been doing some modifications, if you've seen on social media, for the Orca build. He's actually done the door for the galley, and he's been hiding the hinges. Now, I've got a couple of things lined up that I'm going to be doing with mine, seeing as that video just dropped. The first one I'm going to be doing is this light inside. Now, I've got some pictures of the light. It's not actually attached to anything, okay? Look at the light. It's basically just on a cable hanging from a hook. That's all it is. And there's another scene here from Jaws. You can see it's just hanging from a hook with a wire going round. Now, I'm going to keep that effect when I do mine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have two wires coming out of the light. One which is going into the control board. And then the other one which is going to do what you just saw in the video there. So it's going to look like this cable's going nowhere. It's going round the window. But it's still being powered for the one up, which does mean I've got to get rid of that big hard cylindrical thing in the middle. I don't know if I'm liking the shape of the light either. Now, the great Jeff Fink, Jeff Fink, he did the Explorer spaceship for us, and he's been doing loads of other things. He's actually made some new lights here, and I want to try them out before I push them out to everyone. Let me go back to the monitor here. This is what they're looking like. Now, they're in two different sizes. I'm guessing the one I've highlighted here is more like the one in the picture. So I'm going to be 3D printing this, I think, and having a go at seeing how that looks. Now, if you looked at that picture, it's white at the top here, and this is sort of like galvanized metal. I thought it was black, but it's not. It's like a galvanized metal, as you can see. I don't know if there's a better picture there. Look, you see? I don't know. Unless it is black and it's just extremely dusty. I don't know. We'll have to see. Now, a lot of people are also asking me, Wayne, what are you going to be doing with the what we couldn't figure out, that silver thing on the flying bridge? That silver thing is actually a prism, a deck prism. It's called a deck prism, and basically it lets light in from the outside down to the bottom. And I'm going to be making that now. I was going to drill a hole for it, and then I was going to fill it up with resin, and I've got my deck prism, but okay, you've got two thicknesses on that bridge. So it's going to be thick in the middle. So you're going to have a little cavity in the middle. Plus, I don't know if there's one of those roof supports where I'm drilling. If there is, I'm not going to be able to do that. So I need to check it. If there isn't, I will be able to do it. What I'm going to be putting in the cavity is some of this black foam that I use. So I can put it in, compress it down, drill a hole, and then when I fill it up with resin, the resin's not going to leak into that cavity. Blast it, it's going to look good. That's my plan. So there's the two things I'm going to do, as well as weathering and stuff like that. So there's a lot going on in there. But it's a deck prism. The other thing about the deck prism, there's a person called Nolan that I speak to. Now, he runs the Old Monstrosity Shop on Instagram. And I did ask about that because I really thought that thing was a drain. And he even showed me a thing of it's a deck prism. Okay. If you watch the scene where they're comparing scars and then he gives the Indianapolis speech, if you look at the control panel of the inner boat, you'll see a light beaming down onto that control panel. Now, I naturally assumed that that light was just a spotlight at the top, which is going down on it, but it's not. It's the deck prism. It's sunlight coming down, hitting that control panel, because that whole scene from the Indianapolis was filmed during the day. And what they did is they put tarpaulin sheets all around the windows. So whereas they made the cabin dark and made it look like it was nighttime outside, that deck prism still had the beam of light coming down onto the thing, which I didn't realize. But if anyone knows, Nolan knows. So Nolan, I don't know if you watch my streams, but thank you for that information. That was brilliant. Is there anything else? I got a big thank you. I've actually been look. I've been dashed before the stream starts. Let me do this. And this is a different kind of dashed. Okay. Now, do you remember I said Jonathan Haynes got me issue 1 of Spearhead, which is the new Warhammer Age of Sigmar release from Hachette Partworks? Well, he's actually got me a subscription for this. So I'm going to be getting it every month. I can't believe that. He's gone so far out the way. I thank you so much for that. But look at all the bits in there. Pack 1. So I did get stages 2, 3, sprue cutters and stuff. Over the moon. Jonathan, I don't know what to say, but thank you so much for that. And John Hay, I did receive the other Gundam model, and I don't know if I thanked you last week because obviously Lou's Bane here. we were on a little bit of rum. So but it was a fun time. Now poor Lou. Poor Lou. Lou's not here today because obviously it is his birthday and he's partying, but I've never been so stressed as I was on Sunday. Now I don't know if you know about Lou's little travels. Lou, I dropped off at the airport after the Spacecraft model show on the Saturday. I dropped him off at the airport Sunday morning. Mrs. Wayne's just come home, so the dogs are going crazy. Okay, this is stress. I tell you what, I would have been volatile after this, but it's for stress. Dropped Lou off at Heathrow. He got his plane from Heathrow, meant to be going to Montreal, down to Raleigh. Did that happen? No. It went from Heathrow to Montreal. His flight to Raleigh was cancelled, so he had to get another flight from Montreal to Toronto, which isn't far. Fair enough. So he's now in Toronto Airport. Then his flight from Toronto to Raleigh either didn't exist or I don't know that bit of the story. So they sent him on to Chicago. His plane took off from Toronto, got halfway to Chicago. Pilot smelt something funny, turned the plane around and went back to Toronto. So the poor guy's now stuck in Toronto. Then he got to Chicago, and I think that's 5 hours later. And then I think from Chicago, he finally got to Raleigh. 2 days of flying. I would have been volatile, I'm telling you. And his cases didn't even come with him. He had to wait the next day. I felt so sorry for him, and it's just so stressful watching that you can't do anything about it. But, oh, Lou, I just hope you've got over that. I'm sure you're going to be watching this on demand. No one wants that. And that is my worst fear. I'll be honest with you. When I'm abroad, my worst fear is a flight getting cancelled because I can't deal with that. Oh. But that's the monologue tonight, I think. I'm probably forgetting things. If I am forgetting things, I apologise. I'm just looking around. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, I've just been talking to Keith from Cosmic Scale Models. Now, Keith had a great time at Spacecast Model Show as well. Some of the older ships and stuff from the old retro things have been flying out the door, namely Blake 7 and the Liberator. Now, I believe they are rebooting Blake 7. And obviously, Blake 7, if you've ever used to watch that show in the late 70s, it's now available on Blu-ray with updated models that was actually done by my friends Andy Preston and Richard Ashton, I believe. But I've just ordered that Blu-ray because when I saw
At
that
Ed
model,
Hughes 8,619 super chatted $26.79.
that throws me when you do that. When you see the Liberator model up close, you'll be like, "Oh my god, that's an amazing model." So there was, I mean, it was. I felt like I was at Wonderfest. That's how good this show was. I felt like I was at Wonderfest, and for Chris to actually get that on the first attempt with very little problems was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I'm sure you've seen the reviews online. What a model show. Absolutely brilliant. And we got to see Ed. Ed turned up. Ian turned up. I saw David Bassett there. I saw loads of people. Wayne Minnie. I saw loads of people. I was saying hello to her. Dave Phillips was there. Hence why I didn't have a voice. But there you go. So, Scott Tussers, it's your birthday tomorrow. Oh my God. Okay. Happy birthday, Scott. Happy birthday to you. Oh, got to pay royalties now. Don't want to be doing that. I bet those bottles will look good as lights. I honestly cannot believe how much rum we went through Will's Workshop. I cannot believe it. So, all my flavoured rum has gone, apart from the dark caramel. I thought that was going to last me years. Now, we didn't actually open the Dead Man's Fingers, which is lucky because if it was a Dead Man's Fingers vanilla, Lou would have had the whole of that. So, great show. It was a lovely venue, wasn't it? There was a lot of nice things at the show. Brilliant. There's so many eagles, Steve. You would have been in your element. Space 1999 fans, you'd have loved it big time. Hi Wayne, are any of your hobby companies are gonna make Poe Dameron's X-Wing fighter anytime soon? I haven't heard anything. Also, have you been to anywhere that are haunted like the Winchester Mystery House in California? No, don't think so. Anywhere haunted? No. Back in Pitsea, we had a church on the hill, St Michael's Church. That was supposed to be haunted. There's a grave of a witch up there, but I don't know. The thing is that that sort of thing don't bother me. If a ghost come and haunted me, I'd love it. I'm not interested in it. I'm not bothered by it at all. I just think it would be pretty cool. So that's why I laugh at supernatural films because I'm like, what are you screaming at? This is wicked. But you know what? I have been watching the show again because Lou stayed over on the Thursday night. He was going through things and stuff that I should watch. Has anyone seen the Apple TV series that just finished in December called Pluribus? What a series! I really enjoyed it. It played to me like V did in the 80s. And it's basically like aliens are possessing everyone on Earth, but not in the traditional way you think of. It's by a radio wave virus, which has been fabricated
At
by
David
humans.
Westbury 54
It's just
super
it's just
chatted
it's just an absolutely brilliant program. So if you haven't seen it,
$133.92.
what? Okay, put a David Westbury, put a bookmark in that. I'll come back to that. Yeah, but if you haven't seen Pluribus, watch it. It's absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it. Where did the Kraken go? Yeah, that's exactly what I've been asking, David. We need a diorama of the Hammerhead Corvette doing its business. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think that's the two things, Mark, I'm going to do on my weathering at the moment. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I would add. I think, now listen, this wood stain effect on the inside. Again, if I just bring up this picture, I don't know if it's on this picture. Hang on. Yeah, a little bit here. You'll see that the wood is actually darker than what's the Agora Models one done, which is brilliant for us because all you need is keep that wood exactly that color it is and get a dry brush and some mahogany and dry brush mahogany as wood grain. You'll get exactly the same effect. So there's very little work needs doing, but you have to do it right. You have to think about what way the grain is going on the wood because if you do it all over the place, it's going to look stupid. But I will show you that when I do my weathering video, and I know that Grim Willows is going to be doing a weathering video as well this weekend, so keep your eye open on that. It headed internally to Bicester, then USA. Yeah. The video of all these models at the show is fantastic, especially for those who cannot attend. Well, thank you for that, Scott. I'm also pretty much aware we've got 175 people in here, that we've got some new subscribers in here. Thursday night is random chat night, where we talk about anything. It doesn't just have to be about models, although we do talk about models. But hopefully you got to meet me at the show. But I think a lot of people have joined the channel from watching that video. Now, obviously, I'm going to be at Wonderfest in the end of May, beginning of June, and I'll be doing exactly the same thing there. But the difference is I'm hoping to actually do some interviews with some of the people that have built these models. I learned a lot from this show. So we'll see how that goes. Secrets, definitely. From Ian's Pizza Shed. Chris Eubanks writing a new book all about ethics. Oh, God. And if it does well, he's going to write one about Ken. You can't say things like that, Mark. What happened to the spider? Mrs. Welder Wayne saved me. She got the Dyson. I had put the attachment on for her. I left her in there, and I did what any brave husband would do and run 30 feet to the house until she had got rid of it. And then she left the Hoover outside. Look, I can deal with the little spindly spiders. I can't deal with ones like that. That's just stupid size. That's stupid size. It shouldn't be allowed in this country. I'm just not good with spiders. As I said, I was brought up in Australia, so I was told never go near spiders, and I think that's what terrified me. So, and I couldn't just leave it there because I'd know it's there. And my worst nightmare is I'm doing a build and the thing drops in front of me. I mean, it'll make a great video. It'll make a brilliant model because you'll just see me like in fetal position on the floor. But no. Thank you, Timothy Moss. I bought my Infinity Gauntlet to the Spacecraft Model Show. I bought my Gremlin, which is over there. Look, he's back there now. I bought that alien on top of it. I couldn't get this space station there. I did bring my Mondo Chiwon. I don't know how you pronounce it. Keith's been trying to teach me. I bought that, and I bought my time machine, which lasted an hour, and then the disc broke again, so I've got to fix that. But I did have stickers for the channel. A lot of people got stickers, and I had about, 200 frogs in a pot that people could take. Love me some Star Trek. Funny enough, Scott, I was watching Deep Space Nine today. I was having a rewatch of season 2 of Deep Space Nine. And then after the first episode, I stopped it and thought, you know what? I liked that Liberator. I am Keith. I'm thinking about getting one, I have to say, but don't tell Mrs. World away, and I'll be ordering it on the sly. Although hopefully she's not home watching this already. We'll see. Anyway, so I've ordered the pack 1 or the season 1 Blu-ray DVD to get inspiration. I really loved Blake 7 back in the day, but I haven't watched it since back in the day, so I can't remember it very much. I remember there was a scene where Orca, the computer thing, was doing riddles, like how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood and stuff. I remember that, but I can't remember what season that was in. He did just have 95th birthday. That's crazy. The guy's 95. He doesn't look 95. He doesn't act 95. That guy's on some sort of like a fountain of youth tonic, I'm guessing. Bless him. You know what? You can forget all of William Shatner's achievements with Star Trek and all of that. For me, having the bravery to go up on that rocket, oh my God, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't care. I know some people shat on the Shatner if they like, but you can't argue with that. That takes bravery. That's pretty amazing stuff. Shame we haven't got the transporters. Yeah. If we had them, I'd be all over the place. I'm in America 4 times this year, just so you know. So I will let you know where I am, what sort of time. An announcement's going to be out next weekend, I think, about where I'm going to be next weekend. So keep your eye on that. Yes, Ian got all the packages. I know, I just haven't opened them. Oh, bless. I was able to see Star Trek The Experience in Las Vegas before it closed. It was fantastic. I loved it. I loved it at the Hilton. But I went there in 2007. 2007 I was there. I think it had already gone by 2009. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yes, thank you for subscribing, Angela. You had an advert what you explaining the Orca light. You have to watch it afterwards. Basically, I'm going to be changing it to how it looks in the film. Looks like rust. It might be. It looks, yeah, galvanized, so it won't rust from the sea salt. It does look galvanized and not treated, but I'll come to that when it comes to painting it. But the thing is, here's the challenge, is that at the moment it's got an LED with some wire on it. Now that wire is obviously two wires. You've got the ground and you've got the positive. So you could put some really tight heat shrink on it. I don't think that's going to be thin enough. I think the heat shrink has got to be ultra thin to make that sort of like one wire effect. For that reason, I think I'm going to have to change that LED bulb. Yeah. And I'm thinking I'm going to use an SMD, a cool white SMD, just a little tiny one. I think I'm going to feed it up, sheath it with some heat shrink to make that wire effect. And then I think on the other side of the lamp, I'm going to put a blob of really thick resin to make a bulb. And then when it lights up, it's going to look like an LED bulb, but it's not, if that makes sense. That's what's going around in my head. Tina, also known as Rust. um, how's your little friendly spider? Yeah, it's probably in the vacuum cleaner making a new home. You know what? Spiders, right? I don't know. If you, I guess if you take care of them in your environment, I know Svi's wife was keeping spiders. They only live for a certain amount of time and then they die. Stick them in a vacuum cleaner with loads of things like trying to bat at them and try and kill them, they'll live there forever. Every time I empty my little handheld vacuum cleaner with spiders I've sucked out, 3 or 4 weeks can pass. I open it up, they're still happily in there. I don't understand it. I think spiders are immortal. That's my new thing. They must be immortal. Are you putting fish in the chum buckets again? I should do, Marks Mods. I think it's a signature thing on the channel now. If anyone don't know, when I did the Orca before, we had the chum buckets, and I actually chopped up real mackerel and put it in there, and then encased it in resin. So it doesn't matter how gone off or rotten it goes, I'm never going to be able to smell it because it's in the resin and it's set. So I think it's got to be done, isn't it? That's on the Patreon and YouTube channel members somewhere. Thank you, Steve, for gifting a membership. Carl Brown, you just been gifted a membership by the great Steve in Texas. Yeehaw! Ah, Texas. I want to go there one day. You know, I've passed through it twice. I've passed through Houston. I've passed through Dallas Fort Worth, but I've never left the airport. But it looked good from the air. It didn't look like Southwark from Dallas. Ian's just gifted memberships as well. Oh my God. Thank you, Ian. Alan, you're now a member. Rob Altis, Moscot85, Community Living at Tico, and Ford Declan 7148. You just been gifted 5 memberships by Ian. And did you notice that the card has been updated at the end? I hadn't got a chance to update it. I'm having to do it manually now, just so you know. That's why if you have changed thing and all of that, it hasn't updated instantly. I'm having to do it manually because Ian and Steve keep breaking my system. So it just throws everything out of me. I thought it's probably quicker just to do it manually. So I will probably try and create a macro again, but it's not going to plan at the moment. You walked from Bicester North Station to the hotel. Only took me 2 hours, but saying that, I really enjoyed myself, and it was only 10 minutes in a taxi back station. Never again. Oh my God. Well, we stayed at the Holiday Inn Express, which took about 5 minutes in the car. That was a really nice hotel. It looked pretty new as well, and they did a killer buffet breakfast in the morning. I would stay there again, I have to say. But I did like the idea of all these people walking around in dressing gowns, because there was a spa as well, so all having treatments and walking around in dressing gowns. I could have done a model show in a dressing gown and slippers. That would have been wicked. The airports here in the US right now are nightmares. Well, this was Canada, Steve. It was basically trapped in Canada. That it makes great film. It makes a great film. I said to Spruverse, this would make a great TV show, Journeys from Hell. It's great to meet you all at Spacecraft Weekend. It was really nice to have breakfast for you and Lou at the hotel. No, we had a great time. Absolutely great time. Matthias is now gifting memberships. Matthias, everyone's gifting memberships. Thank you so much. This is gonna more work for me now. Mike Hipperson, Delaptin, Tophus Cartels, Scotchy88, and Zepmaster5766. Matthias Maniki has just gifted you some memberships. I'm going to have to update that in credit card again now. What happens when a microphone crashes into a telescope? They kaleidoscope. Very good. So I'm going to do 25 memberships. I'll be here all day, Ian. Hello, Yo Soy Angel Ray. How the devil are you? Ed Hughes. Oh my God. I've been, yeah, this is it now. I've got to keep pressing this button. Where is it? I need this button on hand. There we go.
Dash.
Thank you, Ed. I don't think Todd is singing that way at the moment. He's been really ill lately. He's been having a cough, and I don't know if it's COVID or what. I think he's getting over it. So that's why you haven't seen him very much on the Hobby Time Modeler stream. I think he's getting over it, bless him. But crazy. But thank you, Ed. I will put that to another bottle of rum if that's all right with you, because I'm running out. Liam and I spoke to Lou on Tuesday evening. He had somewhat regained his composure. Well, thank God for that. Because I just felt so sorry for the guy. Seriously, I would be volatile. I remember when my flight was cancelled in Barcelona last year because of what was going on in Gatwick, and I was almost fetal just after 3 hours. I just don't know. Oh God, it's my worst nightmare. You can't do anything tonight. Why's that? You're going to crash the board, yeah. It's already crashed. It was Russell Palmer. It was your birthday yesterday. Wow. Why is everyone? Wait a minute. We're going to do some maths here. So we're in March. So 9 months from March would have been, I don't know, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. That's 8 months. July, June, July. June, July. Summer months. Weather's getting hotter. Can you feel the love tonight? Yeah. Happy birthday. Oh, bless. Let's turn that off. That's the rum talking now. We're on rum mode now. I think pirates probably drink less rum. Yeah, I've come to the conclusion, 11 Frost 11, that there's no way pirates were, driving? No, sailing. That's the word I'm looking for. Sailing ships while they're on rum. Is it the Dead Man's I brought up? It is. Well, now we've started on that, Will, the Dead Man's, but we're out of Kraken. The two rums that we love, we've decided are all the Krakens and all the Dead Man's, all the range of Dead Man. Dead Man's normal, Dead Man's vanilla, and Dead Man's mango. Dead Man's fingers, it's called. Lovely rum. Man, I want to party with Lou. He's a wild party animal. You thought Lou was gonna? I was watching back that because I don't get to see the stream. Obviously, I'm hosting the stream, so I'm more concentrated on the technical side of it and what I'm going to say next. To be honest with you, so watching it back, I'm horrified. You have a feeling Lou could drink most under the table? Well, definitely me. I'm a lightweight, Ian. As you know, I mean, I was on 0 alcohol lager all weekend because I was the designated driver. So that rum I had on Thursday and the rum I'm having now is all I've had. So there you go. My favourite thing in your video is a SpaceX rocket with real smoke coming out of it. That was awful. That was awesome. That was John Wharton. Was that yours? Really good model. Dave Westbury, thank you so much. And I apologise that Dave was meant to come and see me on the 9th. I'm not here now because of the secret things. so I didn't realise until I saw my calendar up here. So we will reschedule, David, so I can get you here. It will happen, trust me. But thank you so much for that. That's very much appreciated. That's more rum, if that's okay. That's gonna buy the rest of the rum that I've just run out of, David. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know if you're encouraging me. You need a traductor? Ta-da! Ghost fine, spiders on the other hand, yeah. I have got Poe Dameron's X-Wing as a Bandai model. Wow. Peter in Australia's got it. Used to drink a lot. I could keep up, maybe. Yeah, I've never been able. I've never drank a lot, Craig. Never at all. So I've always been a lightweight. And it is funny on the channel because people only really watch me talking like this on a live stream. And because I've always got a rum in my hand, they naturally assume that I drink rum all the time. I hardly drink. And as I said, when I'm at Wonderfest, that secret comes out because they buy me a drink and I'm gone for one drink. Lou and Wayne was going to be presenting from the floor. Oh, bless. Who needs a ghost to haunt you? My wife does that to me when she's alive. What happened to that little money spider you found in the workshop this morning? That's not a money spider, John. That was terrifying hell incarnate. That was. So did you find the spider in the workshop? No, he's still in the vacuum cleaner because there's no way I'm changing that vacuum cleaner. Well, it's not a bag; it's just a retract. Yeah, I'm not going near that. That has been outsourced to Mrs. Welder Wayne, who has just returned back from her book club. Now, in today's book club, she was reading Wuthering Heights. Obviously, Kate Bush wrote a song on it. There's a film that's just come out about it. Mrs. Welder Wayne thinks it's the worst pile of claptrap she's ever read. And she was very vocal about it, I'll tell you. So, yeah, if Wuthering Heights is your thing, it's not Mrs. Welder Wayne's. Adam Cooper, as I said, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Hi, Wayne. I'm currently a mod on a paranormal channel. Be in again afterwards. Oh, okay, Aaron. Oh, my God. That could be fun to sit in, you know, because I'm not a skeptic. Don't get me wrong, because I've had supernatural experience, so I'm not a skeptic, but they don't bother me. I'm more interested in why, how, why the whys and the hows rather than the oohs and the ahs. You're not going to do any weathering until the build finished, then I'll chuck a bucket of muddy water over it. Job done. Job done. Yeah, just leave it in the sea, Ian, for a couple of weeks. I've just answered that question. No, but yeah, you know what, Ian? It's been serviced, which is good. So it's had a service. Actually been sent away because there's some belt inside, but because it's got the warranty on it, obviously they're going to do a full job. They're going to fix the automatic needle threader as well, which is brilliant. So we should get that back in a couple of weeks. We obviously want to keep it serviced anyway, but we didn't realise you had a look. I'm like the captain now at Starfleet Academy. I'm putting my leg up on the chair. We didn't realise that you had a warranty on it. So that came out. It's like, oh my God, it's not going to cost us a fortune. But you know what, Ian? She loves that machine. She loves that machine more than me. You know, there could be there could be a polyamorous relationship here with a machine and a Homo sapien. I don't know. We just finished Wuthering Heights. Very heavy going for me. Yes, I was, Matthias. I haven't had a chance yet. I will email you. It's been so busy last week. It's just regarding a design of something, but it's not for me. So, but I'll talk about it later. I remember reading that in high school. Yeah, I've never read it. My whole knowledge of Wuthering Heights is the Kate Bush song. You're building the RB19, but here in Mexico, we're currently on issue 36. Wow. You're building the Perez one, though, aren't you, in Mexico? I've got Will's Workshop. I've got the next box, just so you know. I'm going to keep it for now, for obvious reasons. And then, yeah. Esther the Spider Slayer. Yeah, that's her new name. Evening, Wayne. Hope all is well. Sid Phillips. Have you ever packed free of the Orca yet? No, I haven't. I am going to create a video, though. But Sid Phillips, check out Grim Willows in chat. Click on his name and it'll take you to his channel because he's been weathering it as well, doing an amazing job. So you want to check what he's doing as well. Absolutely brilliant. You know what? Out of all the builds we've done on this channel, we've done loads. We've done cars, we've done spaceships, we've done figures and all of that. The Orca is one of my favourites, and there's a distinct reason, not because I love the Orca and I love the boat, but everyone that's building this has now got a chance to actually do something they've probably never done before, weather it, because you can't really go too far wrong when you're weathering the Orca, because it looks bad anyway. And it's so encouraging to see people putting their own flair on a model. I just think that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Hello from Western Canada. You over Vancouver side, are you, Sheldon? No, I've got your address. I know where you are. I've got your address. In Australia, they have the biggest spiders. Yeah, I remember the huntsman in Australia. Those huntsman spiders. Yeah, I don't do them. I don't do them. Finally got my green nav light sorted as a girl wanted to charge me £20. AliExpress, £3. So is it a lot brighter now? Because I'll be honest with you, Anthony, I've been thinking about toning my one down. I think they're a little bit too bright. So I might stick a resistor in there. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. I do love how the electrics work, though, and the way that they've done the electrics on the flying bridge. You can lift the flying bridge up and see everything inside, and then put it down without, and because it plugs into the plug. It's brilliant. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more tricky when we've got the rigging attached to it. I think there's 2 rigging points on the roof, but it is able to be done. We need to do Wayne a bush tucker task, head in a bucket of spiders. Never going to happen, Ian. Never in a million years. I'm a celebrity, get me out of here when they mention this. They'll get as far as spy. Who checks their bed for spiders when they go to sleep? I've got 2 dachshunds in the bed. Well, actually, if I had Phoebe still, Phoebe used to eat the spiders for me. These dachshunds, they don't care. They don't care. If I was being attacked by a spider, they'd be like, oh, I'm going to miss him. That's what they like. Highway, do you know where I can get the power pack for the Agora Terminator as Model Mox has gone into liquidation? I don't know what will happen now. Well, Partwork Upgrades was doing it. I don't know if, Ian, can you answer that? Is Horlicks doing that? I don't know. But that's where I got mine from. Mine was Partwork Upgrades. Yeah, 95, Captain Kirk. Yes, Jennifer with her Year of Hell Voyager. Brilliant model. Absolutely brilliant model. That was at the model show because it was actually a competition as well. And that was hosted by Tyrell Models. Dave Howe, you remember I used to do the podcast with? So brilliant, brilliant. Perhaps I should do a sponsorship next year. That could be a good one, couldn't it? I'm gonna put some thought into that because it'd be good to have more than one prize. You know what? You've just gave me food for thought there, Jeff Dunn. I think that'd be a brilliant idea. If I sponsor an award, I'm gonna give that some thought. Does that thundering turbo tonatronic still work? I played once only on 80 school, blew my mind. It does. Yeah, I've got that one, and I've got the one that looks like Tron with Sky Attack. I took the batteries out though, and any batteries in there, but yeah, still works fine. Blake 7 now. I've just bought him a red dwarf ship. Damn it. She was in. She was in. I didn't say anything. This was AI, Mrs. Wayne. That was fake news. That was AI. That wasn't me. What's he like? Yeah, Mrs. Wayne, she blew me away because I went to Keith's store and she had already bought me the blue midget from Red Dwarf, which is something I was planning to buy anyway. And when I found out Mrs. Wayne had bought it for me, oh God, I got a bit emotional. I got a bit emotional on the phone to her. I was like, I can't believe you bought this for me. So I've got to finish the Eagle 5, which is the Spaceball ship. I still haven't done that yet. Obviously, I've finished the Mondo Shawan. I've got to do the Blue Mini before I even think about the Liberator. Because I can't have a stash. I've got no room for a stash. What did you think of my idea of the Orca using heat shrink? Yeah, I think that's a good idea, but I think it needs to be a thinner wire. So I am going to change that light, I think. Old niche sci-fi movies, one thing I know about. I love some of these old niche sci-fi movies. As a matter of fact, some of these old niche series. Brilliant, because I've never seen Space 1999. Steve was trying to tell me all about what it was when I was in Wonderfest, about the Eagle 5 and stuff. I've never watched the show. Never watched Space 1999. Most of the other sci-fi I have, but that's one that I never watched. I don't know why. No idea. Yeah, I think heat shrink would be too soon, but I have got some really thin heat shrink, which could go round magnet wire. And that would give that effect, I think. The only trouble is if I shrink it too much and I've got wrapped magnet wire, you're going to see that texture, which I don't think I want. I will give it some thought. You sent a Facebook message with my wife and I at Quark's Bar during our reception. No way. Oh, hang on. See, now Quark's Bar, once I discovered that place existed, this is when the Star Trek experience was in Vegas. I spent pretty much most of the rest of my time in Vegas. I was only there for 5 days. I spent that there. And oh my God, it was great. It was great. Yeah, once again, my thing's not working at all. So my chat's not working at all. Did you send it in? Hang on. Stand by. I'm just trying to see what account. I have to switch account, you see, to go to the World of Wayne count. Yep, there it is. Oh my God, wow, look at that. Whoa, what happened to it? Whoa. Stand by. Hang on. All I'm seeing is loads of adverts for R screws. Oh my god! Now, can I show this, Matthias? I'm guessing you can show me. This is wicked. So obviously you got actors and stuff on there as well. But check this out. Look, this is Quark's bar. That's wicked. I love it. Whoa, what's happened there? Oh wow, that is wicked. I love it. Oh, brilliant. I love it. That was wicked. I saw some pictures of people married there as well because they used to have them in the gift shop. But I've got my picture of sitting on the bridge there. That's down in my workshop. Your guys always want to come and visit. Oh well, we might have to take you up on that. Mrs. Wayne says I need to take her out more. It's too hot in Texas for me. Nah, yeah, I could do Texas. Yes, it was sad. Chuck Norris left us this week, and also, what's his name? Xander from Buffy. Nicholas Brendan left us as well, unfortunately. The house spider can survive a whole war, whereas tarantulas will die from a fall of 3 feet. Really? You're giving me ways to kill spiders. Dumb ways to die. Back after modding on one of my paranormal channels. Oh wow. What channel's that, Aaron Llewellyn? Feel free to give me the title in chat and I might check that out. Mrs. Worldaway loves that sort of thing, just so you know. I'm saying Aaron, but it's Iron, isn't it? Sorry, I'm it's Iron. I'm mispronouncing your name. I apologize for that. But yeah, Mrs. Worldaway loves that sort of thing. Loves that sort of thing. I like your Airwolf badge there as well. I'm going to hopefully have some news on Airwolf soon. But Todd has updated the My Airwolf site, which I did have a link. I've got, nah, not that. I don't know where the links go. There we go. My Airwolf. There we go. He's updated that at the moment with the current information that we've got at the moment. You vacuumed the spider once and left the Hoover out in the utility room. Came back a few hours later and the spider had crawled the whole way out through the tube only to expire just as it got out. Oh, free party. I'm in. So I became a member. I was gifted a membership. Now I'm an official member. Oh, wicked. Oh, we have fun. But it will be a live stream this Sunday. I did mention last Sunday I wasn't going to be back in time from the air because what was going on with Lou as well. We were frantically trying to see if there's anything we could do. But yeah, I am this. But I don't know what we're doing. Now, we have got the Ferrari to do. I've got another new build coming soon. And would you like to see me destroy a model on Sunday? I'm going to destroy a model on Sunday, I think. That's what we're going to do. We're going to destroy a model on Sunday. So you want to know what model that is? Be sure to tune in to either the YouTube channel members or the Patreon stream and watch me destroy a model. And I can tell you now, it's not a ship. It's not a wooden ship. I know that's the first thing people were thinking about. No, I'm enjoying my ship models. It's not a wooden ship. Have you stayed at Voco at Rockingham Forest? Actually, that's new. It's new, David Westby. It used to be a Best Western. That it's a really nice hotel. They got a lovely restaurant in there. But yeah, it's just around the corner from me. I bought a pullover, but it kept collecting static, so I took it back and they exchanged for a new one, no charge. You clocked 56 on March the 7th. Wow. God. I put a post up today on social media, which was AI. It was me dressed in an original series Star Trek with happy 60th birthday on the back of it. And then everyone starts wishing me a 60th birthday, happy 60th birthday. I'm like, it's not my birthday. It's Star Trek's birthday. And then I'm like, wait a minute, you think I look 60? So needless to say, I deleted all the comments that said happy birthday. And then I had to put a comment saying, happy 60th birthday, Star Trek. Wayne is losing it. Yeah. Yeah. Working out when your parents did the deed is a bit disturbing. Yep. Don't. It's probably best not to think about that. Yeah. Now you put it like that. Yeah. Don't think about that. That's why you're a rum chap. Tried to send a super chat with a question. It wouldn't let me. I've got no idea. You asked me anything technical, Stephen Vaughan. Don't know. But I do try and answer every question, which is why I'm behind on chat most of the time. So I apologise for that. But I will feel free to put the question in there. How did you get your question to highlight like that though? On my screen, it came up all yellow, and I don't know why. Did you thank Mrs. World Wayne for your present? I certainly did, Keith. I certainly did. And I haven't opened the box yet. I'm thinking of doing an unboxing for it. I know that Oggy did an unboxing for the little shuttle thing that he's got. I think that might be good for an unboxing. Wayne has got a few points. No, I got 3, Ian. I had none. And then I went and did something stupid. It wasn't even speeding. I crossed a white line, a solid white line in a road. Unfortunately, I did it right in front of a police car. So they pulled me over. Yeah, and I got 3 points for that. To be honest, I like the jumping spiders and red ear slider turtles the best. No. I'm definitely a believer myself. I cosplay as a Ghostbusters. Really? Oh wow! I know some. I know some people from the Staffordshire Ghostbusters and the Southend Ghostbusters. They're brilliant. Some of the things they do. Maybe the spider thought you were going to be working on your Spider-Man build today. I haven't received the Spider-Man build. I do believe it's on the way though. I haven't got any more fan home builds to do here at the moment. I've done all the ones that got sent. The only things I've got here to do is the U-boat. There you go. I've still got to do the Apache, the Titanic, the Falcon, the DeLorean, and the Enterprise, and the USS Constitution. I haven't forgotten them. You got a Cutty Sark advert? Are we talking Cutty Sark the ship or Cutty Sark the alcohol? That's interesting to know. You didn't know it extended so much either. If you'd like to see a good paranormal channel, Wayne, I think you'll like Lottie's paranormal live stream tomorrow evening. I will check that out. I used to like watching Most Haunted, you know. I heard Star Trek Academy is being cancelled after season 2. It certainly is. It didn't last very long. I don't know who it was appealing to, I have to say. Perhaps it was appealing to a new generation. But I don't know. Are the new generation interested in Star Trek? That's the question. But if any, I haven't seen it yet, so no spoilers. But if Project Hail Mary is anything to go by, that's supposed to be a really good film. I was meant to see it yesterday, but I haven't had a chance yet. I really want to see that film. The black tape stop like please works well. It certainly does. Is that Elton John that you were singing just now, Wayne? Yeah. Yeah. Are we still that far back in chat? I miss Phoebe too. But you know what? The 2 sausages I've got at the moment, they more than make up for. They're just crazy. Keep an eye out about news around Parkwork upgrades in the coming weeks. You never know what can happen. Oh my God, Ian, what's going on? It seems like there's loads of changes at the moment. Don't want to worry you, Wayne, but they say you're always 8 feet away from a spider at all times. Yeah, let's take some rum for that. Right, Steve Vaughan, which colour for the transom is more film accurate, yours or Grimwillow's? It's hard to tell. It seems like yours is more accurate. No, they both are. Okay, when it's coming out of port for the first time, the transom's got not a single bit of paint on it. It's just solid wood. Now, when you see the other ship, it's actually red, and you can see the red sort of faded to see the brown coming up. It keeps changing. It's the same with Grimwillow's letters as well. He's absolutely right what he says. His letters are lovely and clean with only a little bit of rusting on them, so they look more bronze. And if you keep looking at different scenes in the film, it changes. It changes and goes like mine. If you look at the door handle, that's the best one. That you got a round handle on the outside, and then it changes to one of these handles, which has got a rope tied around it because the door's open, and then it changes back to a round handle. The more you see it, the more you're like, no. You don't want to go down that rabbit hole, big time. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to buy them as well, Space 1999. Because I haven't seen them. I've seen UFO. I just never got to see that. Buck Rogers I've seen. I never saw Battlestar Galactica. Isn't it weird? I've never seen Battlestar Galactica, but I've seen UFO. Crazy. There you go. Grim Willows has just said exactly the same thing. No, yours is accurate, Grim Willows. There's scenes where the transom is just wood. There's no paint on it at all. It's like this Jurassic Park thing. Now, people on the video were saying about the dome on the top and how far back it goes. It doesn't. It doesn't go back that far. What I think on the filming model that whole roof section, including the dome, was able to move because I took screen grabs to show where the back of that dome ends, and it ends way before the back of the window. It ends sort of halfway through the little quarter light of the window. In other scenes, it is back further, and then it jumps back again. If you watch it, it's crazy. It keeps changing. It's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. My YouTube chat logo is Airwolf Wayne because it's my favourite series, mate. Oh, it's a brilliant series. I've been having a rewatch ever since Airwolf was announced. I can't wait for that to come. But we're going to have some special stuff in the next few months about Airwolf. So you're going to love that. Absolutely love that. I'm so far behind on chat tonight, people. I'm so sorry. I'll talk about that in the next couple of weeks, Pete. You'll find out all about that. It's not another wooden ship. Don't worry. No. Wayne, can you make a model Liberator for Blake 7 if you haven't already? Well, Arian, I keep calling you Aaron. Sorry. Keith's got one. Keith sold out at the Spacecraft Model Show, the Liberator. Go to this site here. Look, I've got it on here. CosmicScaleModels.com. His Liberator is amazing, and I think it's the same size as the prop. Absolutely amazing model. Where did you get the blue Orca hoodie you were wearing in the latest video? Sid, that was actually one that I had in my merch store. I don't have it there anymore. Perhaps I should put it back on there. I do need to refresh my merch store up a bit, I think. But yeah, that's where it was. Although I did enjoy a very early Madry at Bista. Madry? What's a Madry? I don't know what a Madry is. Your birthday's on Saturday. You turn 71 on the 28th. Well, you know what? This happy birthday banner, Spotted Skunk, is getting spammed today. Well, happy birthday, 71. That makes you like really young. That makes you like the 21. 71's the new 21 now, according to our government, you know, who thinks that like children of 13 should pay adult fares now on buses and stuff. Crazy stuff. Book for Project Muhammad was amazing. Well, you know, Phil was telling us that, so I've gone and ordered that as well because I do like a good sci-fi book, so that's on the way. But I'm still the same thing. I've got a Kindle, yeah, but I do like physical media. I like to be able to touch things, which is why I bought the Blake 7 Blu-ray. Project Muhammad is great, and the book is a good read too. Like, everyone's raving about the book. Fourth series, yeah, no one talks about the fourth series. It didn't exist, just like Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull and whatever the other one was called doesn't exist. It finished at The Last Crusade. Brilliant series. We just don't talk about it. It's like the Voldemort of films. I love Zen in The Liberator. Oh, yeah, definitely. The first Jurassic Park. How did the T-Rex get out of the enclosure? Alan climbs down there and Alex and rescued to... Yeah, you see, these are things you don't want to... They're rabbit holes you don't want to go down. Because you'll see things like that. But when it comes to... When people start, you know... Because you are going to get the people who are concentrating big time saying it wasn't like that. I know it wasn't. It's wrong. When I'm like, well, I don't remember it being wrong. So I basically got a program where I can actually take a Blu-ray and I can freeze it and I can take screen grabs, which I have. So I've taken loads of screen grabs, and the only things that I can see that I would probably change is the hubs. The hubs on the Explorers, they're actually plain. I think the Agora ones have a little thing in the middle, like a nut or something. Even though it's color coded, they're actually plain, so that needs to go. I think the front spotlight's perhaps a little bit bigger with a grill over them. But the dome is perfect. People are saying it's not. The dome is perfect, trust me. But and probably the camera at the front needs to be angled just a little bit down. But I'll be honest with you, that's something you could do. It doesn't need a whole retool just to do something like that. And I'm sure, you know, when Mike Lane starts to see those screens, he'll be like, yeah, let's animate these. Let's have an interactive CD-ROM. Do you think the Philadelphia project actually happened? Possibly. Normally, if there's normally when you've got conspiracy theories and stuff like that, the reason why they're so believable is because there's a little bit of truth in there. Now, it's all depending on how much percentage of truth there actually is. If you like paranormal TV series, you'll all love Ghost Hunters UK. Have to check that out as well. Dave Westbury, I think you logged off. If Wayne don't recognise your contribution, I'll personally go around and introduce him to a transfer. No, I did. I said thank you, Dave Westbury, for the £99. I asked him if he could get me, so if he minds me getting rum. But I bowed down to you, Dave Westbury. I even dashed you, didn't I? I went dashed. No, I didn't do Christian. I went dashed. I definitely saw it. It's good night for me. Take care, John Hay. This was a good stream tonight, wasn't it? There is a scene in Jurassic Park that if you pause it in the right spot, one of the dinos disappears. Oh my god. Well, you know, there's a scene in Return of the Jedi as well. I remember watching it on the making of it, where when Lando first comes out and all the ships come out. If you remember that scene, and he's in the Falcon, and it sort of goes like this. You'll see TIE fighters appear and disappear just instantly. I will try and point it out for the next stream and show you what it is. And then it's one of these things that once I've shown it you will keep seeing it every time you watch the film. The USS Eldridge was sold to the Greek Navy in the 60s. Lottie's next live stream tomorrow is 7 o'clock, Wayne. Oh, okay. I will check that out. I will look for that. Quark's Bar was great. Giant contacts with dry ice and worms. I just had the warp core breach all the time. That warp core breach, I had 2 of them. I don't remember much. Yeah, these live streams have been going really quick, haven't they? But it's been fun. It's been fun. Now, listen, on the channel tomorrow, you're going to be seeing the... good evening, Devries. On tomorrow's channel, you're going to see the Lancaster. And then I believe on Monday, I've done the John Wick Mustang. Actually, that's Tuesday, because Monday is Darth Vader. So there's the next 3 videos that are going to be on the channel. Anyway, thank you for joining me tonight, everyone. It's been absolutely a blast. I'm going to finish my run now. But take care. I'll see you later.